I'm back again, and I thought today I'd be making a big mistake. It's been 3 days since you've just seen me catching fish out of this puddle behind me, and since then we've had torrential rain. We had one day, I think it was a day straight after I came out here, we had loads of really heavy rain all night, almost all the next day, and it's been pretty much been raining on and off ever since. And I thought because of that these would have filled right back up with water, and it's not the case, as you can see behind me. Sure, it's probably got another ½ an inch on it to what it had last time, and it's just about spread out a bit more, but it's still, next week we've got no rain forecast whatsoever and 20 odd degrees. These will be completely dry by the end of next week. So I'm glad I've come out here. We're going to see if we can catch any more of those little carp, any more of those little pike, and probably hundreds more of the sticklebacks, but they've got to get rescued. And we've still got the other big puddle to try as well, which I'm really excited to look into. Have no idea what we're going to find today. Let's get cracked on. Time to fill up with some of this grotty water. Put it in exactly the same place as I put it last time, right in the middle. And one thing I said I wish I'd have brought last time was an aerator. This is a portable one. Put it in there. It's rechargeable. Turn it on. There we go. We've got oxygen. And this can just clip onto the side of my bucket here. Look. Job done. We won't be killing them this time. We almost killed a few last time. There's a few that started to look a bit funny. And so it begins once again. I didn't think I'd be coming back to this one because I caught so many fish from it last time. I was just kind of going to leave it, but those small carp that I was catching was in the shallowest sort of areas where there was loads and loads of weed built up. Obviously those small carp, I guess, were a bit smarter than the sticklebacks and actually tucked away in the most densely weeded areas. And I've got a feeling there must be a few more left behind. So we're going to try some of the dense areas where there's a lot of oxygenator, and we'll see what we can find. Just a one full lap around this big puddle. It's time to see what I've caught. Yes, that's one of the fish we're after. That's tiny. Absolute perfection in miniature. Tiny little carp. Let's get him straight in the bucket. And of course there's loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of sticklebacks. They should all be alright in that bucket now though, since we've got an aerator in there. Genuinely can't believe it. I've just done a scoop over in the shallow area and I've ended up with about 4 carp in one scoop. So far I've probably got getting on for 10 carp in this bucket, and I've been here for maybe half an hour, maybe 40 minutes max. And most of that's just been picking sticklebacks out of the net. Look at this one. What do you reckon, guys? That's got to be a crucian, hasn't it? I would teeter on brown goldfish, but the back on it is so high. Screams crucian carp to me. I was very eager to get in my bucket. So cool. 2 baby carp in the same net. This one, there's no mistake in that. Absolutely stunning, beautiful little mirror carp. It's got to the point where I'm not even filming myself scooping around with the net now, because I almost know that I'm going to find little carp. Just can't believe how many I'm finding this time compared to last time. Once again, my focus is on getting the carp out first, and then the sticklebacks. Another tiny baby carp. Right, it's starting to look like we're hardly getting any fish now, which is a really good sign. It also means I can have a break, transfer these fish, and then move over to the other puddle. One of those little potential common, potential crucians. And that's what a lot of these fish will be surviving on. After they've gone through their plankton eating stages, which is what these carp have probably gone through now, they'll now be moving on to bigger foods like this bloodworm, which absolutely thrive in mud puddles. Sticklebacks will be demolishing them as well. I'm going to pour the fish into the net so we can have a quick look at what we've got before we then release them. So I'm pretty sure there might actually be a fish or two in there that I didn't realise I got. Just like last time, it is absolutely chocker with fish. Just from when I was scooping around, there's quite a few carp in there, but mostly sticklebacks. What I'm going to do quickly is actually separate the carp out from the sticklebacks, because these, I believe, are crucians, will not be able to survive in the river. So I'm going to have to think about what I'm doing with them. And I might take out the tiny baby carp as well, because I'm not sure how well these tiny baby carp would do in the fast flowing river either. 6, 7, 8. Look at them. 11, 12, 13, 14 carp now. 15, that's probably the smallest one and the nicest looking one. 16, let's say 16, 17. I miscounted there. So I think there's about 17 or 18 baby carp we're going to separate. And I think all of them, apart from one, and I've seen it, I don't know where it's gone, all of them apart from one are sticklebacks, and I think one of them is a small roach. Right, it's time to let all these sticklebacks go. There's a hefty amount of sticklebacks. See you later, guys. You're going to make some perch very, very happy. Look at this bog. Proper horrible, isn't it? Don't know if we'll get any carp out of here though. What I actually think is quite interesting is, even though these bodies of water are only separated by about 50 yards of mud, the one in which we was just fishing over there then and netting was full of oxygenator, oxygen weed, which is what these carp were all hiding in and the sticklebacks were. This one, I can't see a single strand of oxygenator, but it is absolutely covered in algae and blanket weed. I find that quite interesting. It'd be really interesting to see though what we can actually find in here with the difference in the habitat. Well guys, I think this actually sends out an important message. This area right here is full of algae. Because of the algae and the blanket weed, no other forms of weed are able to grow. And for that reason, I've just gone around the entire body of water twice, and I think I've maybe found like 2 or 3 small fish. I'm just trying to find him in amongst all the algae in my net right now. There was like maybe 2 or 3 sticklebacks, and I think 2 or 3 small like baby roach or something, or bleak. But that sends a clear message, doesn't it? Because there's obviously a lot of rivers and even canals that get runoff from fertilizers being washed in. And what that does is it increases the algae, just like here. We've got tons and tons of algae for some reason in this area, and it just kills off every other plant that's in there because it can't get the sunlight that they need. And therefore this is a prime example of what happens. I've got a body of water twice the size I was just in, with almost no fish species being able to survive. The last area we was in had almost no algae, very, very little algae, and loads of oxygen weed, different types of reeds growing in it, other different types of water plants that were growing. And it held a lot of fish, thousands and thousands of sticklebacks, loads and loads of baby carp. There was other small species in there as well, like small little roach and pike. And this body of water full of algae, almost no fish life whatsoever. In fact, I'm still traipsing through my net now trying to find a couple of little fish I actually did manage to catch. What I might do is then, because I was going to put a solid 2 hours into this pool. I was just going to catch as much as I could. There's no point. So what I'm going to do is, instead of putting the couple hours into here, I'm going to put maybe another hour into the very first spot we've been trying, and just completely empty it of every single last fish we can possibly try and catch. I mean, it's a big ask considering it's mostly 90% sticklebacks, but we'll see what we can do. So this is a shallow area, which is very, very choked up with oxygen weed. Nice healthy weed. And this is where all of the carp have been, pretty much, that I've managed to catch. Hopefully not too many sticklebacks now. Basically running it right up until there's no water left. And then checking the net. Oh, and there are still carp in here, because straight away, the first net back in the original puddle, immediately a small mirror carp, as well as umpteen million sticklebacks, as you can tell. Here's a chubby little one as well. Look at the size of that. That is a monstrous diving beetle. Them things bite and all, so you got to be careful. I am so done. So done. Hours and hours. Just dredging a pond. Gonna have a look at what we've caught now. I've separated the sticklebacks from the carp. The sticklebacks have all gone free. That's 2 lots of sticklebacks now sent to the river. Hundreds of them. But let's see exactly what we've got in that bucket now before we go, because I am absolutely knackered now. I'm done. Right, now I've just thought of a way how I can start an argument in the comment section. Right, let's take a look at these fish that we've got, and we're going to try and decipher what we've exactly got here. Right, so these larger fish, these ones, in my opinion, are small crucian carp. I don't know how they got in here because I haven't seen any big ones. But them, to me, they're the same age, and I'm going to say small crucians, right? Same with that one. Same with this one. Large humped back. Now with these ones, there's absolutely no discussion whatsoever, right? They're clearly baby mirror carp. Absolutely stunning little baby mirrors as well. Now we've got these ones, which are the same size as the mirror carp, long bodies, but they're not mirror carp. I would say that them ones are small common carp. Do you think I'm right in the comments? Am I right in thinking that the ones with these humped backs here are the small crucians? Unless you think there might be something else, if you think there might be goldfish, if you think there might be commons, let me know in the comment section below. That was where this session ended. It was time to get these carp home and put them in the holding tank with the other fish I'd caught. Don't worry, this wasn't a permanent home for these fish. There's going to be a little project coming on the channel where over the coming weeks I'm going to be setting up a much larger pond for these fish to go into so we can watch them as they grow. At the time I'm doing this voiceover, it's been 2 weeks since I brought these fish home and I have had 0 fatalities and all the fish are doing really well. I've been feeding them every day 3 to 4 times on frozen bloodworms, the exact same food they was eating from them ponds, and I'm at the point where they're actually eating the food from my fingers. And we're only a week or so away from moving them into their new home. If you want to see the progress of these fish as they grow, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you liked it. Look forward to a lure fishing video next week, and I'll catch you guys later.